Yeah, that's perfectly normal. Hello fellow tube surfers, this is Bubba Drew, and today I'm just going to open up the week with a vlog of sorts. Actually, now that I see it, you can see the dog right there. He's a goofy, and it's a dusty dog. Anyways, I kind of wanted to open up with a vlog, as I said, but it's going to be a bit of a diecast showcase, though. A pretty big one, too. Mainly because me and my dad went to a toy show. We found a lot of really cool stuff. I don't know if you guys are going to be interested in it, but who knows. I did find some pretty good finds, some rare ones, too. So I think we should just get into it. Why don't we? Let me switch the camera around. Alright. So, starting off on here, and also some of the other stuff that you see off to the back and off to the side here, these are just things that I had beforehand, so yeah. Well, we're going to start off with some smalls. Really smalls, actually, as you can see, the three right here. I only got 2 micro machines this time. There's this thing, it looks to be a Pontiac Grand Prix stock car, I believe. Of course it's a micro machine, so it's a bit more cartoony looking and all that. I miss micro machines. I wish they were still around. There's another one. This time it is a Willys panel van, and it's an insider. So what you gotta do, you gotta grab it a certain way, then you open it. It's like a funny car almost. And you can store some of your mini micro machines inside of it. And those are extremely tiny, as you can see. That's one I've already had for a while. I decided that I was gonna put it in there because it's a Willys inside of a Willys. It's a Willys section, pretty much. Then I got this thing right here. I actually got this along with the 2 micro machines. The person threw this in for free, believe it or not. Well, I asked. I didn't think that it was going to work, but it never really hurts to ask. It's a Ferrari Testarossa, as you can see. But it actually is a Hot Wheels from like 1988, I believe. This is when they tried to get into the whole small diecast thing. Well, I mean, it's not as small as micro machines, but it's pretty cool. At least I think it's pretty cool anyways. Moving on over to here, I have opened some of the stuff already. This right here is actually a Kawasaki Ninja by Hot Wheels. It's part of the Retro Entertainment series. And this is supposed to be Tom Cruise's bike from Top Gun. Now, some of you may be surprised to know this, but I've never actually seen the movie Top Gun. Yeah, I know, it's kind of sad. It's a really well-known movie, and I haven't seen it. But I like this. It's got real riders, which I'd never really seen for a motorcycle before. In Hot Wheels, that is. It's normally just the plastic wheels. Alright, moving on. Where to go next? Here's something we can start off with. I'm going to be very careful with it, though. This right here is a Lada police car. I actually have the original box to go with it. I'll show that off later. I don't want to show the underside. Well, that's as close as you're going to get to an underside right there. It's a bit janky, as you can see by the hood right now. But I saw it. I'm really, really a fan of the Soviet era diecast. I just find the cars over there to be really different. I mean, to some, it may actually be just a normal looking car, but not very many Ladas in the United States, that's for sure. Alright, there's my pinky. Over here we have an Alfa Carabo. I believe that's what it's called. And it's part of the Super GT series. As you can see, it has the Matchbox Made in England base, but It's dated 1985, which is about 3 years after they went bankrupt. So this is actually a Matchbox International casting. It's been retooled. As you can see, the windows are blacked out. We got the Super GT upside down. But yeah, I thought this was a really cool casting, and we have another one. We have actually two. There's a Hot Wheels one and a Matchbox one, but this is sort of a later one, and it's kind of interesting to see it retooled like that. Next to that, we got the Lincoln Town Car Matchbox. This is from the mid-'80s when Universal Toys had a when they owned the Matchbox name. Some people may like these, some people may not like these, but overall I think they're still essentially Matchbox. They still have the details and the cars and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. On the topic of 80s Matchbox, got a Ford Escort Cabrio XR3i with a rather interesting label, even though I know it's pretty common. Made in Macau. Now, I assume that's in Asia somewhere, kind of near Malaysia or Thailand or something like that, but I'm unfortunately going to have to say that I can't point to that on the map. But they did build this one pretty solid, that's for sure. I like the Escort, they're kind of neat. Another 80s Matchbox right here. This is a Mercury Sable wagon. I kind of like this just because it's a normal car in Matchbox form. And I'm not talking about, like, say, a Jeep Trailhawk or, let's see here, what else? Like a Mazda crossover. I just like it when they do stuff like this. Because over here, you'd see these all rusted up and still driving around, but all rusted up and such. It's kind of cool to see it in Matchbox form. Over here, this is something from the 90s, and it's a Matchbox. It is called the Isuzu Rodeo, as you can see, made in Thailand. Although it's known as it has a different name in like Europe. It's called the Vauxhall Frontera, I believe. It's kind of a neat one. Can't really say I've ever seen one on the road though, unfortunately. Alright, going back to the 80s, we got this thing right here. This is a Mitsubishi Galant. This was just before Lesney went bankrupt and Universal Toys got a hold of Matchbox. You can actually kind of see it in the wheels. They were a little bit cheaper, I want to say, but they still get the job done. As you can see, it still has the super fast name on it. Yeah. Back to the 90s, we got the Vectra Cavalier. Once again, another more normal car. I kind of like it because Vauxhall is not a thing in America. Or Opel. I think it's a Vauxhall though. I'm pretty confident with saying that. Yeah. And then we got two more. Both are Hot Wheels. This is the Tail Gunner, and I really like this. It's like a Chevy step-side truck with some guns in the back. It's just very, I want to say 18, but I know they didn't really have stuff like this. Not that I know of, anyways. But it comes from the 80s, as you can imagine, and I just can't imagine this coming in any other era, because all those crazy Rambo-type movies and all that kind of stuff came out at that time. Alright, last loose car that I have, well, over here anyways, is this Peugeot right here. I actually have no idea what it's called, though. I know it's a Peugeot. I know that for sure, I just don't know what model it is. I mean, there's the front, there's the rear, maybe someone can identify it for me. Hot Wheels sticker in the window. Well, not sticker, but it's tampoed on there. It's from 1990. Made in China. And it is incredibly light. too, compared to other Hot Wheels. Now we move on to some of the packaged things. Now, right here we got Hot Wheels Car Culture Cars and Donuts right here. This is the BMW M1 Pro car. I'm not going to open them in this video, but I'll probably open them up later. I really like this casting, and my dad really likes this casting. I especially like the card art on it. Then again, a lot of people who get these, they say they really like the card art, and I don't blame them. The other cars in the series are in the card right there. Moving on. These are two highlights of the toy show right here. These are both the new castings from the Japan Historics 2 series from Car Culture. Excuse me, my nose. We have the Nissan Skyline C210. It's interesting because both of these cars have really small wheels and they almost look stanced. I think that was the point though. Love the card art. You see there's some Japanese writing to match the English writing. So there's that. This right here is the Nissan Laurel 2000 SGX. I love the card art on this one. And the car that comes with it, of course. I always like the... and I notice it's becoming a theme to have a lot of classic JDM cars and diecast lines. Then again, I'm just pointing out what other people have noted already. Okay, well, that happened. Moving things all over the place. Okay, going back to more basic line stuff. I found this Ford F-150? Yeah, F-150. It's a contractor's truck. It's I believe it's a 2015 new model. I kind of like it. I mean, it's not too detailed. Well, the back is actually pretty detailed. Look at that. But I like it. I never got a chance to get it when it was in stores, unfortunately. So, toy show it is. Below that, we have a 1956 Ford panel van delivery. I gotta say, I really like the paint job on this one. It's got like a matte blue. It's very industrial, as a vehicle like this should. I always like the card art on some of the Matchbox as well. Yeah, shows the car as well as the car itself, obviously. Alright, excuse me for the jump cut. I'm going to have to go a bit quicker because I accidentally hit the record button and it stopped recording. And I have like 15 minutes to record left, so I'm going to kind of speed through these next bits. I got more basic line Hot Wheels and Matchbox. This one right here is the Volkswagen Thing, or as it's called, Volkswagen Type 181. It's a really cool thing. I like the color. It's a car that really kind of vanished in real life, though. Over next to it, we have this from 2012. It is a Chevrolet Fleetline Taxi. It's not a new model or anything, it's just a repaint of a previous casting. But I still think it's pretty cool. Right here we have a new model for 2018, is the Chevrolet Colorado Extreme. It's pretty cool. I kind of think the Colorado is neat. Especially the new one. Okay, wait. Oh, I'm gonna have to speed things up, kind of messing up the organization of everything. Next is the Skyjacker, as you can see, the F350. This is a car that was shown off at SEMA. There was a car show in Vegas, I believe. Not entirely sure though. And one of the last new models for 2017 is the Duck Duck. It's like a amphibious tour bus, as you can see. I think it's really cool, even though it's not licensed. But then again, I don't really care if something's licensed or not. I just really like new models. Once again, going back to the old ages of Matchbox, we got a Ford Escort Cosworth. This one's really clean. I actually have one of these already, but I decided to get one of these because the one I got is kind of all beat up. It's from my childhood. But it's a casting that I love dearly. Moving on. Got a 2018 Hot Wheels new model right here. It is a Land Rover Defender double cab. Love that. Especially with the tan color. It makes it look proper. It's like a man's truck. Or gentleman's truck, since it's British. Right here we got the Lexus GS430. I would have identified it as a Lexus, but I would not have been able to identify the model name, because look at that, it's just a jumble of letters and numbers. This one I find kind of interesting because of the color, and because it has this 55th anniversary logo, which I think is pretty cool. But also because it's a Lexus and it's a pretty normal vehicle. Another 2018, this is the Jeep Wrangler 2017. It's extensively modified, as you can see. Fit for trail climbing and all that kind of stuff. And then the last two right here. We got this right here, it's a Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 race car. Project Cars 2 inspired. I'm gonna have to get that game at some point. I really like the look of it. I gotta play the first one, honestly. And finally we got this right here. This is a Cadillac CTS-V, or ATS-V, excuse me, R. It's always cool when they do these realistic race cars. Although I don't really think Cadillac in a GT series, don't really like the idea of that. Then again, that's just my opinion. Now we move on to some of the other stuff. Some of this my dad got, some of this I got. Here's my dad's finds are right here, actually. Got a Tomica Mercedes-Benz, I believe it's a 450 SL. I can't quite remember. Yes, it is, SEL. Okay. We've begun to collect some of the old Tomicas. We really like the way they're built. And of course, it's got suspension. They better not do that, might damage it. Then he got two Ertl cars as well, which is kind of unusual for him. One of them is a Mustang, as you can see, like a 1971 Mustang. Okay, it's just called Mustang Mach 1. Then we got this Porsche, it's Target Top. I really like this one. It's kind of large though, for what it is. Didn't really notice until I had it in my hands, honestly. I don't know if you can see it, but the engine's in there. Hood opens. He got the Inferno, which is a dragster. It's a twin to a similar casting, but the other one's painted purple. Essentially the same thing, but they're classed as two different castings. Ooh. The thing I almost tipped over is a Scammell tractor truck with some containers. And I really find this interesting because the containers you can just take off like that. What are you doing, dog? Don't worry. I will tend to you soon. I'm almost done. All right, and now we move back to the stuff that I got. I myself got a Tomica. This is the Snow Tiger. This is a rare one, especially with the treads. I really like this one. Another Matchbox. This is a Jag XJ12? Yeah, XJ12. It's an old Jag, has that classy, stately look that Jaguar sedans are known for. Excuse me. We got a model kit right here. It's snap tight. It's a dune buggy of some sort. It's made by Ertl. It doesn't have the stickers on it. They're still attached to the thing that they came on, and I don't really want to try to put them on because the things are just going to dissolve. Got another snap type model. This one is a monogram Corvette, as you can see. Very 80s styled, I must say. My dad saw this and it kind of reminded him of Corvette Summer, which is a movie with Mark Hamill in it. Good movie, you should check it out. And finally, to conclude this entire showcase, we have the first thing that I got. This is a Shelby Charger. And by Charger, I mean it's pretty much just a Dodge Omni with the name attached to it. But it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not just like a normal Omni. I mean, it's turbocharged. It's got some styling touches here and there. Yeah. Let me open the hood just so you can see what that looks like. Don't want to break it though, that's the only problem. And there you go. And it too is also a snap type model, as you can imagine, like the others. Boxes are here, as you can see. And then there's the Russian box that I was telling you about, the Lada, as you can see. Alright, well, I think that should just about do it. It was a very good show that we went to. I found some really cool stuff, as did Dad. But I think I should let the goofy dog out before she, well, pees on the floor. She doesn't do that, don't worry about that. But otherwise, I will see you all later.